Hey everybody, alright, in this video let's talk about Autopia at Disneyland. So does Autopia still have, a place, so to speak, relevancy in Disneyland? Should Disney continue to keep this, decades old attraction in the park? Should it maintain a presence? Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, no. It should not have a place at Disneyland. I think its time has long gone. Long gone. Look, here's the thing. There's nothing about go-karts that are going to be futuristic. Okay, maybe in the 1950s it was kind of like a novelty or whatever, but I think right now in 2020, when kids can literally go across the park and pilot the Millennium Falcon, why? Riding these go-karts just seems so pedestrian now, right? Kids are so much more sophisticated than they were 60 plus years ago. Okay, and I think that it's time for Autopia to kind of go with the times, and I think that Disney really has to look at removing the attraction. Okay, there's nothing they can do to these vehicles, to this attraction, that's going to make it futuristic. There's nothing. Outside of maybe making the cars hover above ground, which will never happen, right? And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, okay, how about we make them electric? That'll make it, fit with Tomorrowland. Not really. Not really. I mean, look, you can go to your local car dealership today and get yourself an electric vehicle. It's not really, electric vehicles are not like some far off crazy technology anymore. It's very commonplace. A lot of people own electric vehicles. So that in and of itself, to me, isn't an answer, isn't a justification to keep this attraction. Now, another big reason why I think they should get rid of Autopia, real estate, acreage. It takes up a massive, massive area. Okay? It kind of like straddles both Tomorrowland and Fantasyland. It's a huge piece of property. Now, in Florida, that might be okay. They have the blessing of size and endless acres to expand upon. At Disneyland, we don't have that luxury. We do not have that luxury. So in a park and in a resort that we're so tight on space, right? To have an attraction, go-karts take up that much real estate at the park, I think is ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think they need to get rid of Autopia. Look, again, Autopia is always going to have a special place in Disneyland's history, right? It opened with the park. It's been there for a long time. But Tomorrowland is supposed to be something that's constantly evolving, constantly changing, bringing in new technologies and really wowing the public with technologies and stuff they haven't seen before. And like I said before, Autopia brings nothing to the table. Absolutely nothing. Now, a lot of people will argue, well, a lot of stuff in Tomorrowland isn't really the future, so why get rid of Autopia? Well, okay, I'm not even arguing that. Get rid of Autopia and get rid of the other stuff that has nothing to do with the future. Like the submarine voyage, I think they could get rid of that. They could get rid of that. Again, submarines have nothing to do with the future, and neither does Finding Nemo. So get rid of the submarine voyage. It doesn't have a place in Tomorrowland, right? Look, this isn't just like an Autopia issue. There's a lot of things wrong with Tomorrowland. And just because, you mentioned that Autopia is outdated, it's never going to be the future, doesn't justify, that doesn't mean that, because other stuff in Tomorrowland is the same thing, that justifies Autopia's existence. It doesn't. Those other things shouldn't be there either. A submarine voyage should not be there. It should not. It absolutely should not. Now, there's a lot of stuff. You look at Star Tours. People make the argument, well, Star Wars is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Yeah, a long time ago. That's correct. Technically, it's the past. The difference with Star Tours, though, and Star Wars in general, is that while it takes place a long time ago, it's still the future to us. That technology is not readily available to humankind. It's still future technology to us. So while some other galaxy had this technology a long time ago, it doesn't really matter. Okay, we don't have that now. it's still the future to us, right? So I understand why Star Wars has a place in Tomorrowland. Now, personally, I wish they would get rid of Star Tours too, because we have Galaxy's Edge, and I would rather keep all the Star Wars stuff in one area, but I don't want to digress too far off topic here. But you know, that's essentially where I'm at with this. You know, Autopia, it just takes up so much space that could be used for something more relevant to the theme of the land. And it's just an outdated concept. It's an outdated concept. It really is. And its time has come, you guys. Its time has come. I think they should really look into replacing this attraction. You could probably get, based on the real estate, you could probably get an attraction on the Fantasyland side and the Tomorrowland side. There's enough acreage there that you could probably get 2 attractions in 2 different lands based on, you know, the Autopia, you know, footprint. Okay, it has to go. It has to go. But we'll see. Will it go? I don't know. It's survived this long. You know, we'll see what happens. But what are you guys' thoughts on Autopia? Do you agree with me that it just takes up too much space, nothing to do with the future? There's not much you can do to make it about the future. What are your thoughts on this? If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, comment below. Let's talk about it. And as always, have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.